Hey everybody, it's Pete. Welcome to today's Best Stock Picks. It's Thursday, July 2nd, 2020. We're going to discuss something a little bit different today. We're going to talk about a position trade, which kind of ties into the Stocks for Breakfast video that we did today. We made the distinction between trade management for a position trade versus trade management for a momentum type trade, and exactly how that influences how you plan to hold the trade. So because it's heading into a 3-day holiday weekend, albeit a very bizarre one with the quarantine and everything being shut down, we're not going to talk about initiating any new swing trades today. We're expecting volume to drop off a cliff, especially after the morning trading. We have the jobs numbers today. We'll see how that unfolds. We're going to take a look at the market leaders and the stocks that have been the strongest over the last, let's call it since the bottom in March. And what we're looking at. Some stocks have actually been much, much stronger than that, but there's one lower price stock, something that's kind of falls below what I normally would call out in one of these trades. But it's interesting. It's a hydrogen power play that it looks like it's going to be something I'm going to start building a position in to hold from quarter to quarter and then just maintain the position as long as it continues to work. If you find these videos helpful, absolutely click down and subscribe. And if you can, share with friends. If you know anybody else who happens to be in the market, that would be awesome as well. So we're going to head right over to the charts. I hope everybody's safe this weekend. There's so many things going on. Do the right thing right now, and let's get through this thing. Hopefully your family is safe. It's a big deal in what we're experiencing right now. So have a fun weekend, but definitely have a safe weekend as well. So we're going to head over to the charts, and we're going to start out with the first stock. Excuse me, that I think is super interesting. We're going to look at this on a little bit longer time frame. Obviously, you can see what Plug is doing right now. This level here, going back to 2014, is where it has stopped in the past. But the juice on the story, the attention the stock is getting right now, kind of feels a little different this time. We're getting consistent follow through, and a lot of people are talking about it at this time now. One of the reasons I don't talk about these kind of stocks is because a lot of people confuse position trading with momentum trading. And right now it's a momentum stock for the last 3 or 4, let's call it 3 weeks. And then inexperienced traders end up getting into it too late because the momentum exploded and then pulls back on them. And the danger in that is lower price stocks, inexperienced traders tend to load up because they can. Cheap, if I can get X amount of shares with my buying power, it'll be amazing if the stock goes to 30, as an example. The problem is, you start to see some stocks that happens with, and then you get a stock like this that exploded and then pulls back $14 or whatever the dollar amount is there, and now you're left holding the bag as opposed to being in an awesome position. So the point that I want to make is, what I'm about to discuss is more of a longer term position trade. It's something I plan on holding as long as the idea is still valid, but I'm also going to be looking for this stock to pause or pull back, very similar to what we just looked at in INO before I get involved. So I need to see the stock probably pull back to somewhere around 6, if I even get it. I might not even get it. If it doesn't, worst case scenario, it pauses and gives me a really good idea. And we're going to mostly be focusing on the weekly charts, not the daily charts, because it's a little bit longer term play. So getting into the market, we're going to take a look first, obviously starting at the SPY. One thing I did yesterday, if you're a regular viewer of the channel, you know that I had the resistance level all the way up here. We've been talking about a pretty big box, but clearly the price action has changed. And now we're in a much tighter window, which should lead to a cleaner resolution of getting out of this window. Once we're in this box, it can be very, very difficult to make money while that's what I call the right price when we're looking at order flow. So the momentum trades in the SPY, especially if you're trading the E-mini futures as opposed to trading the SPY, it's been very frustrating, especially from a day trading perspective, because we don't have any clean price action. These 2 days were at a minimum where the stock was well bid and closing near the highs. We had some nice intraday price action where there really wasn't that much to do. But yesterday, the volume dropped off a cliff, and we're kind of expecting the same thing today. So from a trade management perspective and an aggressiveness level perspective, when I say aggressive, I'm not talking about share size. I'm talking about really more about the aggressiveness of your conviction in the idea. this needs to break out of this window in order for me to feel a little bit better about the market. The NASDAQ actually has. So that's what we're going to talk about right now. We're going to talk about some more NASDAQ stocks and what you might call market leaders. Some of them are NASDAQ stocks, some of them aren't. Some of them have two symbols. They're big board stocks. We're going to talk about one of the ones that is just amazing. If you get an idea, if you haven't traded this stock, this is what the monthly chart looks like of this stock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 months in a row of buying in this stock. So it's been just absolutely incredible. We just came out of double inside consolidation, and hopefully you picked up on this yesterday. These are monster trades to make. When you get a consolidation, I talk about it all the time, it explodes out of that consolidation. And yesterday was just an amazing day. We had quite a few people making really good money in the community yesterday in the boot camp. So again, just one investment, one right trade puts you on the right track, especially when you know why you made that trade. That's a really big deal. So there's really no reason to see anything in this stock other than it's going up. I mean, we had a little bit of a pause here, but it's a long until it's not. I'm not even seeing any volume that's telling me it's going to see some sort of distribution. So as of right now, just amazingly strong. SE actually hit our target. I don't know if you happened to catch it last week. We bought this pullback. We were looking to get it closer to 100. We didn't. We ended up getting it at the previous day's low, which is one of our favorite strategies on this particular type of trade. We had 116 as the target. Again, congratulations to everybody in the boot camp who was involved in this trade, both as a day trade yesterday and as a swing trade from last week. Next trade is we're looking for it to pause above 116, which it looks like it's going to trade above there again today. FSLY has been one that we've been all over as well. This stock is trading a little bit differently, similar to what I said about DocuSign before in price action. But what I don't like is I'm starting to see churning of volume without price advancement, and that typically leads to a reversal very similar to what we called last week in DKNG. So that's going to be interesting if you happen to be long as a momentum trade at FSLY. Make sure you take advantage of what I just showed you, actually. So it means trade management could be different. Apple, again, we keep getting questions about this. Anything trading at or near all-time highs, you have to continue to look to be a buyer. Facebook came back with a roar after this monster down day. We did call for a long. I was looking for it to be a little bit lower, but we didn't. We ended up buying calls over here intraday. Got out yesterday because to me, it was a momentum trade. The story is still back into the box, as I just explained before in the SPY. What's going to be interesting in this stock today is if it pops through this 240 level and can't hold, will the sellers come back? It's going to be interesting. If it gets up above that level, obviously we're talking about all-time highs again, but you can see now 3 times, almost 4 times, we failed at that level. So if you happen to be long this stock from the call that we made earlier in the week, that would be an area I'd really be a little greedy with profit taking heading into the weekend. Microsoft, again, all-time highs. We'll just keep going to rattle off this list. Lulu is something we're trading pretty actively right now. It had a bearish day following the good news about the acquisition of Mirror. So this is going to remain in our list as well. W, again, I don't know how much more proof you need about these stocks that set up as inside day consolidations leading to explosive moves. Again, one day pays for the year. It's just really a question of being in the right trade. Zoom as well, really good trend day yesterday. It sold off a little bit in the morning, but it ultimately closed on the highs. PayPal as well. I mean, look, we're not having a hard time finding stuff to trade. By the way, we just talked about a bunch of inside candlesticks that led to explosive moves. Make sure you have Spot on your list today. And of course, Shopify. These stay-at-home stocks just seem to be paying. There's really no other way to put it. Every pullback, until we see a reason not to, especially on the short term, is a buying opportunity. Might not move exactly how fast you want it to, but once you have the trade management set up, which comes from understanding the order flow, and then when you learn how to read the tape to really determine how your profit should be managed, trading just really becomes fun again. So anyway, those are the market leaders. Those are the stocks that we've been having the most fun trading in the boot camp, and especially in the room with everybody. If you need some ideas, these are at the top of our list right now. If you'd like to join us, absolutely click down. You can trade with us for the next 30 days, and you see everything that I do. I literally call the trades out in real time. So have a safe weekend. Have a fun weekend within the context of being safe. If you have any questions, definitely click down and learn more about the boot camp. I'll put my email in the description. And if you like the video and you find it helpful, also subscribe too. Have a great day.